Good morning. Delighted to be here. Ann-Katrín has just explained in 7 minutes how she will and Signify will crush my business in 20 years, so I'm almost out of words. But my role here today is to share with you my thoughts on the challenges a well-established company like OLÍS, who has been selling petroleum products for 90 years. How will the energy shift or energy exchange affect our business in the coming years? A bit about OLÍS. The primary role of OLÍS is to be acknowledged as a leading enterprise in its field in Iceland in terms of profitability, customer service, and so forth. If you just cut through the crap, it's just about selling fossil fuels at a reasonable price. There is a turning point coming up in the near future in the energy market. Whether that period being of years or decades, it is unknown at this moment, but the challenge is great for a company like OLÍS. Fossil fuels has been the driving force of economic growth and progress over the last 150 years all over the globe. It is of course of high importance for the world to get out of the position to be dependent on one energy source, and possibly diversity is the answer. But how does the scenario look like? Surely there will be some options to choose from. Will it be electricity, methane gas, hydrogen, methanol, biofuels, or something else we do not know about today? My assessment is that there will be a diversity of possibilities, and the world needs to be independent from just one energy source. If it will be electricity, the challenge is high. There are not many countries in the world that produce renewable electricity, such as through hydropower or geothermal heat. In many countries, they are still being used fossil fuels and coals to produce electricity. But our challenge is that if it will be the electrical car that will be a mainstream, that will be a big challenge for us, because most likely the electrical car will be recharged at people's homes at least 90% of the time. That means the visits to OLÍS service stations will be fewer, and I guess that is not a sustainable model for a company who relies on fossil fuels. So that's not a sustainable model for us, and we have to be very smart to survive. But how can we build on the present image of the company? Where is the opportunity? As remarkable as it is, the company has a very green image. We were one of the first companies in Iceland to issue an environmental policy that is still being carried out in the daily operations. We have ever since taken green steps to improve the company's business. We are blending renewables such as HVO into diesel and ethanol into gasoline. We supply methane gas and electricity, and we collect and recycle oil waste. We are therefore in a good position to take on the challenge in the energy exchange in the near future, and it rhymes very well with the current image of the company. And what about the opportunity and the bottom line? Customers are increasingly more invested in service experience and evaluate service above price in many cases. We do have good locations for people on the move. We can increase product selections and give our customers the opportunity to reduce shopping trips throughout the day. We will always provide the energy source the market is demanding, and that will probably be from a diversified pools of options. In my view, fossil fuels will be the mainstream for the next 20 years. Sorry about that, Catherine. But new energy sources will increase gradually. it will not come as a surprise to me that the demand for fossil fuels will increase in the coming years. We can see economic growth in the emerging markets is still rising, and that will, of course, increase the demand before we will see a decline. We have taken important steps in our company towards sustainability. One of the most important actions in recent years was when we started mixing the HVO in diesel in 2013, about a year before it came a mandate. By mixing 5%, I'm way behind here. By mixing 5% of HVO, the CO2 emissions decreased by 5%. It's equivalent to planting 8.6 million trees in an area about the size of Reykjavik, and that has a great impact in the battle against the greenhouse effect. By using renewable electricity in producing methanol or even hydrogen, Iceland is in a remarkable situation to be a role model for the rest of the world in utilizing natural resources in a responsible way. But there is more to do. We, like many other companies in Iceland, place a great emphasis on community project, sponsorship of events, youth programs, and various projects in all parts of Iceland. We do voluntary work. We focus on energy savings and try to reduce energy consumption as much as possible. All companies should look for sustainability in their operations, and that will probably affect the bottom line. It may be difficult to price specific items such as environmental and social issues. There are, however, certain methods for evaluating the effect, and one option is to use the so-called triple bottom line method, where the focus is on economic, social, and environmental issues at the same time. The truth is that those categories go hand in hand if we are going to return the environment to the next generation in a better condition than we received it. And we need to get started. Dear guests, I want to finish off by quoting the former president of Iceland, Ms. Vigdís Finnbogadóttir, who always emphasized environmental protection. She said, "The best time to plant a tree is today. The second time is tomorrow." So let's get started. Thank you.